Welcome to the Samsung Galaxy S20. Not the S20 Ultra, not the S20 Plus, just the regular S20. In this video, we're going to be reviewing its camera, and through that, we are going to answer the question, do you really need to pay ultra money to take ultra pictures? In recent times, a lot of attention has been put on Samsung's top-tier phone, the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and in the same environment, the S20 has kind of been overshadowed in the background and left for the few who really care about it. Also, right now, you might be asking me, why compare the two from the camera department? Well, reason is there's not much in terms of specs that differentiate the two, with difference coming in on RAM options, battery sizes, and display sizes. The major differences show up in the camera department. Before you do, please consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell. Get a 12 megapixel f1.8 wide-angle lens, a 64 megapixel f2.0 telephoto lens, a 12 megapixel f2.2 ultrawide lens, and at the front you get a single 10 megapixel f2.2 wide-angle lens. So here's the short version of the S20 camera. You can take photos on this phone that rival some of the best cameras out there. Now, if you want the in-depth details, here goes. Photos taken on the 12 megapixel wide-angle lens are outstanding. Not only do you fit a lot in one shot, but colors are kept accurate, balanced, and there's not much or literally nothing blown out of the shots. I love how the phone handles dynamic range, as seen as how it realistically keeps the individual colored poles on the fence, to the watercolors, to the roof, and to the sky. Point it at some plant, flowers or forage, and you'll notice a slight shift in color temperature as the phone tries to add a punch to the colors. In the long run, that does end up changing the look of background objects like the sky and clouds. Example, here is a shot of the playground and the flower garden side by side. Zooming into the background where the sky is, you just can't help but notice the slight difference in color temperature. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a glitch or a problem with our 12 megapixel sensor. It's just the AI taking over the shot to bring out the best of the object in focus and avoid blowing out any parts of the shot. The lens is also equipped with optical image stabilization, meaning any shots you take with shaky hands or video shot on this lens will be stabilized and no unwanted blurriness captured in the shot. Moving on to the 64 megapixel telephoto lens. Nothing is different here. To start this off, what does a telephoto lens on a smartphone camera, specifically the S20, mean? So, the telephoto camera allows you to zoom in on a scene or on a single object if you desire. This zoom capability creates a shallower depth of field than the wide-angle camera so that you can blur out the background to easily focus on the specific subject. With the telephoto, you are also able to zoom up to 3x optical zoom, and past that, the phone switches to digital zoom, which means degradation in photo quality. Here, focus is on Samsung having included the option in the camera UI where you can take photos with the 64 megapixel lens. On the 64 megapixel photos, you will notice that the colors are really punchy and pleasing to the eye. The reds are more red, there's more green to the forage, and the sky in the background is also brought out with added punch compared to the normal 12 megapixel photos. Again, on this lens, the S20 performs with flying colors. The story continues to the 12 megapixel ultrawide lens, with the main caveat here being how much it allows you to fit in one shot. To put that in perspective, here is the standard angle shot side by side with the ultrawide shot. Even here, colors, clarity, and dynamic range are consistent, as you would expect from a flagship in 2020. A noteworthy feature on the ultrawide lens is that it has got Samsung's super steady video built into it. Photos taken on that main sensor are pleasing to look at, from how the cameras capture the light, to the image sharpness, to the balanced dynamic range, and overall image processing. There's nothing particularly blown out of the shots, and if you're like me, playing around with the exposure settings does bring out more quality in your shots. The 10 megapixel front-facing camera also takes good photos. I especially like the clever software tweaking that's been done to enable wide-angle selfies to fit more into your selfie shots and standard shots. Portrait selfies are also good and impressive, taking into consideration that there is no dedicated depth sensor to map out the edges, and all that is left to software. You almost let me forget. Let's talk about the camera interface on the S20. First up, I like how clean it is, how it is so easy to find the features you're looking for, and how it clearly shows you how you're zooming into an object into your shot. To add on that, I should mention that the S20 can only zoom up to 30x and not all the way to 100x like the S20 Ultra. Let's talk about video. Now, I did mention this in the Galaxy S20 review, which if you've not watched, I leave linked in the description below, right below that like button. 8K video recording is good, but a little premature at the moment. Good in that it brings out a lot of clarity in still video shots, but when you start moving around, the camera begins to struggle keeping up and rolling shutter is created. Rolling shutter, for those of you who are not familiar with the term, is whereby footage appears stuttered and shaky when recording motion video. In the worst case scenario, there is audio lag where audio seems delayed. Don't get me wrong though, 8K video is really good, but as it stands right now, it needs more work. More work to bring it to the level of 4K smartphone recording, which at the moment on the S20 is just stellar. We also can't talk about video recording on the S20 without talking about the mic zoom feature. That allows you to zoom into specific audio coming from the object being captured, rather being zoomed on. We saw this feature debuted with the Note 10 series, and it's made its way into this year's flagship, meaning Samsung are making it a standard in the flagship line. So that's been the S20 camera review. Thanks a lot for watching. Come hang out with me on Instagram and Twitter. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thumbs up if you liked it. Share this video with your friends, and let me see you